Before disaster struck, Tangshan thrived as the cradle of China's modern industry. Smoke from factories filled the sky, and coal miners powered the city's heartbeat. Families lived in close-knit neighborhoods, sharing meals and laughter. The streets buzzed with bicycles and children's games. Summer evenings brought people outside, fanning themselves and swapping stories. Grandparents watched over grandchildren. Young couples dreamed of tomorrow. The city felt strong, permanent. No one imagined it could vanish overnight. Tangshan was called the Phoenix City, named for a legendary bird of rebirth. The name symbolized resilience, but no one guessed how soon it would be tested. People trusted the ground beneath them, never fearing it could betray them. Life followed a steady rhythm: factory whistles, school bells, family dinners. Tangshan was ordinary, yet full of hope. But beneath their feet, a terrible secret waited. The city's safety was an illusion. No one knew they stood on the edge of one of history's deadliest disasters. Their world was about to be torn apart. The ordinary would soon become unimaginable. The Phoenix City was about to face its greatest trial, and nothing would ever be the same. On July 28, 1976, Tangshan slept under a heavy, stifling heat. At 3:42 a.m., a blinding flash split the sky, then the earth roared. The ground heaved violently, tossing people from their beds. Buildings didn't just crack, they exploded, collapsing in seconds. In just 23 seconds, Tangshan was flattened. The earthquake's force equaled hundreds of atomic bombs. Homes, factories, hospitals gone in an instant. Survivors awoke buried, trapped, or thrown into chaos. Darkness was filled with screams and the crash of falling buildings. There was no time to run, no time to think. A survivor recalled, suddenly the room shook, the roof fell. I heard my wife call my name, then silence. This tragedy echoed across the city, families torn apart in a heartbeat. Survivors called out for loved ones, but silence often answered. The city of progress became a tomb. Dust choked the air, making it hard to breathe. Hours later, a powerful aftershock destroyed what little remained. Roads, railways, and communication lines were gone. Tangshan was cut off alone in the ruins. The people faced darkness, death, and devastation. The night the earth broke was only the beginning. Their struggle for survival had just begun. Hope seemed as distant as the dawn. The Wang family, Father Wang, a miner, Mother Wang, a factory worker, their children Wei and Li slept peacefully that night. When the quake struck, their home collapsed. Father Wang was pinned under a beam, his legs crushed. He called out in the darkness, "Wei, Li, your mother, are you there?" Silence. Then a faint voice, Wei, trapped nearby, answered, "Father, I am here. I cannot move." Soon, they heard Li's weak cries. She was alive, buried deeper. They called for Mother Wang, but there was no answer. The truth was unbearable. She was gone. Trapped together, Father Wang fought to keep his children awake and hopeful. "Wei, we must stay awake. Help will come," he urged, telling stories of kites and watermelons, promising a future. Wei tried to be brave, calling out to his sister, "Li, don't be afraid." There, Father Wang strength. Every house. Faint shouts and scraping from outside hid, but he clung to hope. Every aftershock brought new terror. Faint shouts and scraping from outside teased the possibility of rescue, or they saved. Across Tangshan, thousands faced the same nightmare, waiting for a miracle. Waiting for a miracle. The Wang family struggled, buried alive, waiting for a miracle. The Wang family struggle was one among many. Their love and courage became a symbol of the city's spirit. In the darkness, hope flickered. The will to survive endured. The world above was gone, but their bond remained. In Tangshan's ruins, the fight for life had only begun. And every second mattered. As hours dragged on, Father Wang realized rescue might not come in time. His pain was immense, but his children's survival mattered more. He listened. Rescuers were close, but not close enough. He made a desperate plan. Wei, you must live. Take care of your sister, he whispered. Wei protested, but Father Wang insisted. When they come, let them find me first. I'll tell them where you are. He asked Wei to sing the song their mother taught them, so he'd know they were still strong. The sounds of digging grew louder. Father Wang banged a broken brick against the beam, guiding rescuers with rhythmic taps. Wei's trembling voice sang through the rubble, a fragile thread of hope. The rescuers followed the tapping, digging furiously. They found Father Wang, barely conscious. His first words, "My children, over there. Save them first." The rescuers obeyed, digging toward Wei and Li. The faint song led them on. Father Wang had made his choice, sacrificing himself for his children. His love became their lifeline. In a city of death, the father's courage shone brightest. The rescuers worked on, driven by hope and the sound of a child's song. The Wang family's story echoed through the ruins. It was a story of sacrifice, love, and the will to survive. In Tangshan, such choices were made every hour. The city's heart beat on, even in the darkest moments. And sometimes hope was found in the smallest voices. Even as the world crumbled, love endured. In the first hours, there was no organized rescue, only survivors. Covered in dust and blood, they became the first rescuers. With bare hands, they dug through rubble listening for cries. Miners, trained for disaster, led the way, forming teams, guiding others. They worked without rest, saving thousands. A teacher, after escaping, returned to dig for her students, pulling children out alive before collapsing. A doctor set up a street clinic, using torn sheets for bandages. Neighbors helped neighbors, strangers helped strangers, helped strangers. Food and water were shared comfort, given freely. The spirit of Tangshan was unbreakable. In the face of destruction, humanity shone. No one waited for help, they became the help. Their hands, though bloody and tired, were hands of hope. More than 240,000 died, but thousands were saved by these first heroes. Their courage became the city's lifeline. In the ruins, the best of humanity emerged. The people of Tangshan refused to give up. Their fight for life inspired a nation. Even in the darkest hour, hope survived. News of the disaster stunned China. The government mobilized the army. Tens of thousands marched to Tangshan carrying supplies on their backs. Soldiers, doctors, and engineers poured in, clearing rubble and treating the injured. The scale was overwhelming. Too few doctors, not enough medicine, summer heat, and disease everywhere. The rescue was a race against time. China, isolated in 1976, refused international aid, choosing self-reliance over outside help. This decision sparked debate. Could more lives have been saved? The world watched, sending condolences and sympathy. The disaster changed China's relationship with the world, reminding all of nature's power. The rescue effort tested the nation's limits. It brought sorrow, but also unity. Tangshan became a symbol of nations' limits. It brought sorrow, but also unity. Tangshan became a symbol. After rescue came rebuilding. Tangshan was gone. Survivors lived in tents and shelters. The government promised a new city, stronger and safer. Clearing rubble and restoring basic services was the first step. Engineers from across China redesigned Tangshan with earthquake-resistant buildings and wider streets. The new city rose slowly, a symbol of national determination. For years, people lived in temporary housing, watching their future take shape. The Wang family's story continued. Father Wang did not survive, but Wei and Li were saved. Orphaned, they were raised by relatives, carrying memories of sacrifice and hope. Over a decade, Tangshan was reborn. Factories, schools, and homes rebuilt. The city thrived again, but it was forever changed. In the city center, a memorial listed the names of the lost. A park preserved the ruins as a reminder. The Phoenix City had risen, but it would never forget the fire. The scars became part of its strength. Tangshan's rebirth inspired a nation. The memory of 1976 shaped its future, and the city's spirit endured. The Tangshan earthquake forced China to rethink disaster preparedness. Weak buildings, not just the quake, caused massive loss. After After 1976, China invested in earthquake science and monitoring. New building codes required stronger, safer construction. Seismic hazard maps guided city planning. Public education on earthquake safety became standard. Schools taught drills, and emergency response systems were created. The focus shifted from rebuilding to resilience. Communities learned to prepare, not just react. The lessons were costly, paid for with 250,000 lives, but they protected millions in the years to come. Tangshan's tragedy became the foundation for a safer future. The city's loss changed a nation's approach. Preparedness became a way of life, and the memory of Tangshan guided every step. Today, Tangshan is modern and prosperous, but the memory of 1976 endures. The earthquake scars are part of the city's identity, preserved in memorials, ruins, and the hearts of survivors. Tangshan's story is not just about disaster, but about the strength of the human spirit. It's about first rescuers, a father's sacrifice, and a community's refusal to give up. In darkness, courage and compassion shone brightest. The main lesson: preparation saves lives. We cannot stop earthquakes, but we can be ready. Safer buildings, emergency plans, and education protect the future. Honoring the lost means learning from the past. Remembering gives a city its soul. Tangshan's tragedy is a story for all humanity. It reminds us to care for one another. Even after the worst destruction, hope can rise again. Like the phoenix, Tangshan was reborn, and its lesson endures for generations to come.